First Peter chapters 1 and verses 15 says, But as he which hath called you is holy, so be ye holy in all manner of conversations, because it is written, Be ye holy, for I am holy. Our praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Harakapodash. Double honors to all the elders and the apostles of Great Millstones, teaching us his truth, and salutation to all the sincere elect out there. Keep fighting. Ari, back at you with another lesson. So we're going to go in on First Peter, because it highlights a particular word. First Peter 15:16. Living hope and a sure salvation. And the word we're zooming in on, we're putting the spotlight on, is holy, holy. The word holy. We're going to come back, check out some of these meanings, Lord willing. Straightforward video, Lord willing, and straight to the point. Just tap in the word. Why are the Israelites above all the other nations? And it tells you, it puts a stamp on it, right? In Google it says, so there are two reasons for God's favoring Israel in the Old Testament, that through them God blessed the world. Yep, through it all come through his elect, right? He's chosen, right? Which he's made a separation because we're above all people. We started out with that video at the beginning of the week. Why are we above all the other nations? And there's the holy prescriptions to back that up. So we made that, Lord willing, that was clarified, because we know why. You know, the Most High puts spirits on people to bring drama, controversy, because the Most High is about controversy, so that things can be cleaned up. And he's making a separation at this moment in time, right? The deceiver and the deceived are his, right? So he uses false prophets as well, right? His left-hand side demons jump on false prophets just to make because there's this is the Most High's movie, and he does it all for a specific reason, right? He's making a distinction between one who be serving him, especially that's going to become more clear towards the end. So he puts these spanners, he throws spanners in the works. He's got a lot of these false prophets in a trick bag, unbeknown to themselves. Once again, why are the Israelites above all the other nations? So there are two reasons for God's favoring Israel in the Old Testament, that through them God blessed the world, and through them God brought salvation to the world in the person of Yahushua Mashiach. Right. His precious price he paid. Most High's precious price he paid by giving us his son. Most favored prize. And his son gave us his blood, shed his blood. Priceless blood. Why did God choose Israel over the other nations? Which we kind of went over it. Made it clear, Lord willing, but got me back at it again. Spirit's got me back at it again. As already noted, through Abraham's descendants would come the Messiah, the one through whom all the families of the earth would be blessed. Genesis 12:3. God wanted Israel to be a model nation, a group of people through whom other peoples could learn virtually important lessons. If I'm pronouncing that word right. Learn those important lessons, because he gave us the laws. In the book of Genesis, it goes into that. Right? For us to be separate from all the other nations and the people of those days, which other people were the Adamites as well. And that was to make us supreme and to stand out as an example. Right? So the word holy, right? Then I touched on a couple of words in the beginning of the week, and this is all part of it's all part and parcel of getting into as we instructed to do, get into the words, the etymology of words, meanings of words, and dissect so that we can get a full understanding, Lord willing. The word holy means, because we're going to find out a little bit more about that word holy. We know what it means anyway, but if you just type any loose ends that maybe people may have out there. So the word holy primarily means set apart or separate from the common, and often implies moral purity and sacredness. Because there's people out there that trying to defame and what's another word? Corrupt. Trying to defame and corrupt um, the holiness of this work, this preaching work, and the people. Right? People, there's always going to be wherever there's truth, Satan has to come in. So separate from the common and often implies moral purity and sacredness. Yahweh is considered holy to the ultimate degree, meaning he is entirely separate from sin and morally perfect. Yeah, right now, when Yahushua was on the earth, when he came as Solomon, he really went in, right, with concubines, concubines. As a matter of fact, I'll come back to that. Just on a side note, how many wives did King Solomon have? How many wives? All right. So, according to the Bible, King Solomon had 700 wives and 300 concubines. Yep. Many of his wives were foreign princesses, including the daughter of Pharaoh and women from Moab, Ammon, Edom, Sidon, and the Hittites. So, wives 700 and 300 concubines. So Solomon, he went in, and we know there was a lot of things, other things he did as well, but he went off. He went off, but and it was all right for him to have concubines, right? Tying up any loose ends that people may have, right? Women of the other nations, concubines, and obviously he had his wives. He would have had a holy picnic. I don't know. Holy. Oh, let me ask another question. I did just come to me. How many children did King Solomon have? How many children did King Solomon have? Curious about this one. I've never asked this before. Children. Right? Maybe they don't know. The text named 3 of his children: Rehoboam, Tamar, and Bisaph. Right. That's interesting. People also ask who had 77. That's an interesting. That's a future video. All right, future video, But I don't want to get too sidetracked. But 700 wives, 300 concubines, right? And these were Rohi Boham as well, right? There's another video getting into some of those facts about King Solomon and his wives and the children that he had. But Solomon, he made up for it. He had all those wives, which was all right for him to have wives and concubines. But he got sidetracked because he started to bow down to them. That was his sin. Bow down to their gods, right? The foreign, his foreign wives' gods, which were his concubines, started to bow down to their gods, and therefore he became. He went off. He sinned. But he made up for that when he came back as Yahushua, because he didn't sin. So let's get back to where we were. King Solomon was reading about the meaning of holy, right? So King Solomon came back as Yahushua, and he made up for his mishaps, if you like, his sins. So that's the word, the word holy, right? Set apart as separate from the common and often implies morality. Moral purity and sacredness. Let's get back here now. Hold on. One more question. Let's see. When you do videos, there's videos as the elder says. There's videos within videos. Straightforward video, but just things be coming and you want to find out certain things in the mids as well. The word etymology comes from the pre-Germanic word holy, halagas, meaning whole, sound, right? Whole, sound. Something that is healthy is sound. Something that is well is sound, right? Uninjured, right? Sound. You know, when he was offering up sacrifices, the goat or the pigeon or the lamb had to be sound, whole, healthy. Otherwise, it would have been an unhealthy sacrifice, a blemished sacrifice. Anyway, so the word holy, that's all. Back to the point is made, but yes, um, First Peter 1 and there's more in the blue letter to find that too. Because it is written, First Peter 1 and 16, because it is written, be ye holy, for I am holy. The word holy. For G40, most holy thing, saint. So his elect are seen to him as holy. Let's see if we can get to the right, pure, morally, that's blameless, and his elect, even though we sin and we're in sin, we go off, but we're sinless to the Most High because we've been set apart as his elect chosen, elect or eklektos in the Greek, chosen for a specific purpose. Right? For an example to this wicked place. Right? That's why we keep the standards to the best of our ability. Right? We have our banner and what is written in the Leviticus laws. Right? Right? That's all. We're going to be perfect. We're going to keep them perfectly in the kingdom. And also in Deuteronomy, some of the laws are in Deuteronomy and in Exodus. We're going to keep them perfectly. But even though we go from time to time, Most High sees his elect as saints, right? Blameless. So of which on account of some connection with God possesses a certain distinct and claim to reverence as place sacred to God. So we're sacred, sacred to God, which are not to be profaned. Right. And yeah, once again, you've got people out there, false prophets, right, took in a bag, or whatever other reason they started to go off. You know what I mean? But they're definitely going off. Demons are on them. And once again, the deceiver and the deceiver are his. The Most High is making a distinction. He's making it more clear for people if there was any confusion in the first place, right? The elect are going to come out of there, right, and all these other camps as well, wherever else they may be, other religions, and come to the true men of the Lord, right? It's about the truth. That's what it's about, and learn, right? For the most part, it is GMS, and it's more so about who the men of the Lord in GMS are following, which is Yahushua. So it's really about Yahushua. But he's using men, he's chosen men, and he's used them once again to be examples, right? Sacred to God, which are not to be profaned. So something came in, I think I tapped on something and it came up, and I said, all right, this came up. Why are the Israelites above all the other nations? So sometimes things happen for you to jump on them and do a video, and I'm doing a video. So why are we above all the other nations? So there are two reasons for God's favoring Israel in the Old Testament, that through them God blessed the world, and through them God brought salvation to the world in the person of Yahushua Mashiach, right? Through Yahushua, right? The tribe of Judah, which the tribe of Judah is mentioned in Genesis 49, to whom was given the staff, right? Which the tribe of Judah is given. Yahushua is an example for rulership, and we're next up to rule, right? And that's the whole of the 12 tribes led by Yahushua. Yahweh and under Yahweh is Yahushua, and under Yahushua is 144,000. Led by Yahushua, whom came through the tribe of Judah, which is giving us the example to follow. Right? And there's a whole heap of scriptures to back that up. Once again, through Yahushua, as already noted, through Abraham's descendants would come to the Messiah, the one through whom all the families of the earth would be blessed. Right? Through Yahushua, through Abraham. Right? The descendants would come to the Messiah, the one through whom all the families of the earth would be blessed. We bring out the scriptures, Genesis 12:3. God wanted Israel to be a model. There you have it. So that's really the getting to the root of the matter. What you call getting to the root of the matter. Yeah, God wanted Israel to be a model nation, a group of people through whom other people could learn vitality, important lessons. If I'm said that right, hold on a minute. Gotta get something here. Vitality. That's spelled wrong. Okay. Vitally, meaning in a way that is absolutely necessary or essential. There you have it. That's it. What does vitally mean? In a way that is extremely important or necessary for the success or continued existence of something. Thank you. Right? God wanted Israel to be a model nation, a group of people through whom other people could learn literally important lessons, if I'm pronouncing the word right. There you have it. God's chosen people, right? Holy, right? Chosen by God to be separate from all the other nations and also above all the other nations. Because it is written, be ye holy. Back to 1 Peter 1:16. Because it is written, be ye holy, for I am holy. And it's on to the next.